Yeah.
I've been
Who
praying
that?
for you
Who that right there?
for so long.
She love you, AJ. I don't know what it's like.
So you might know about her persona, but you met her in person. What do you?
She's a baby doll, sweetheart. But we already know this.
Because people think she's.
I know it.
And then when you meet her in person, you're like.
Yeah, it's just a perception that everybody else has. But once they get past that part, she's the one that's like us. It's like real people, That's the difference. When you're authentic, people can't take it. I mean, because people say the same thing about me. They're like, oh, I thought you was gonna be this. And I'm like, no, I'm so sweet. She'll be chilling. You know what I mean? And I feel like she'll just handle people how they treat her. And that's just what it is. And that's just law with any girl.
Start.
Yeah. Love you for that.
Not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. As long as we never give up, and as long as we keep fighting. To my beloved Doug and our family, I love you so very much. To President Biden and Dr. Biden, thank you for your faith and support. To Governor Walz and the Walz family, I know your service to our nation will continue. And to my extraordinary team, to the volunteers who gave so much of themselves, to the poll workers and the local election officials, I thank you all. Look, I am so proud of the race we ran and the way we ran it. Over the 117
You ran it in the ground is
days,
what you did.
we have been intentional about building community and building coalitions, bringing people together from every walk of life and background, united by love of country with enthusiasm and joy in our fight for America's future. And we did it with the knowledge that we all have so much more in common than what separates us. Now I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power.
Very be wise.
A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results. That principle, as much as any other, distinguishes democracy from monarchy or tyranny. And anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it. At the same time, in our nation, we owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States. And loyalty to our conscience and to our God. My allegiance
Who's
to
your
all
God, though?
three
That's the
is
question.
why I am here to say, while I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fuels this campaign.
Lord, not the Fetty.
The fight, the fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness, and the dignity of all people. A fight for the ideals at the heart of our nation, the ideals that reflect America at our best. That is a fight I will never give up.
You ain't got to give up to lose.
I will never give up the fight for a future where Americans can pursue their dreams, ambitions, and aspirations, where the women of America have the freedom to make decisions about their own body and not have their government telling them what to do. We will never give up the fight to protect our schools and our streets from
What
gun
about our
violence.
borders? Oh, thank you, honey.
And America,
We're
we
live.
will never give up
We're all
the
listening
fight
together.
for our democracy, for the rule of law, for equal justice, and for the sacred idea that every one of us, no matter who we are or where we start out, has certain fundamental rights
Tampa got me
and
dropping my
freedoms that
phone.
must be respected and upheld.
Oh, Lord, I done
And we will continue to wage this fight in the voting booth, in the courts, and in the public square. And we will also wage it in quieter ways.
I think her skills are
In
only
how we
good for
live our
concerts
lives,
and sporting events.
by
I don't
treating
think
one
she could
another with
witchcraft
kindness
America
and
into not
respect,
seeing that this bitch
by
is wild.
looking in the face of a stranger
Oh, Lord.
and seeing a neighbor, by always using
Your
our
middle class
strength
neighbor.
to lift people up, to fight for the dignity
What's going
that
on,
all people
Edwarders?
deserve. The
Welcome.
fight for our freedom will take
SD
hard
Show
work,
shout out. I
but
don't
like
know
I
if she's
always
here, but
say,
to
we
my
like
mind's the
hard work.
lounge. Tap in, tap in.
Hard work is good work. Hard work can be joyful work. And the fight for our country is always worth it. It is always worth it.
Salute to Ayasha Shay
To the
Bay.
young people who are watching,
Uh-oh.
it
Thank
is.
you. To the young people.
To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed. But please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while.
We gonna talk about that.
That doesn't mean we won't win. That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have power. And don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before.
Well, it was impossible for you. Thank God.
You have the capacity
Fair
to do
use, fair use.
extraordinary
It's the
good
news.
in the world.
We're teaching people
And
not
to
to
everyone who
throw
is
your vote
watching,
away and waste your time.
do not despair. This is not a time to throw up our hands. This is a time to roll up our sleeves.
Well, usually that's what
This
people
is a
do before they
time
start
to
administering
organize, to
blowjobs.
mobilize,
You
and
gotta
to
roll up your
stay
sleeves if you're gonna
engaged
get down there and get to it.
for
You don't want to start
the
dripping
sake
stuff on
of
your
freedom and
what's
justice
that
and
called?
the
What's
future
the
that we
cuff?
all know we can build together. Look, many of you know I
Yeah.
started
You
out as a
supposed to roll. You
prosecutor
ain't
throughout my
supposed to be
career.
having
I
a whole.
saw
That
people at
stuff
some
gets
of the worst
sloppy
times in their
sometimes.
lives, people who had suffered great harm and great pain, and yet found within themselves the strength and the
Exactly,
courage
Bridget.
and the resolve to take the stand, to
We gonna
take
talk
a
about this.
stand, to fight for justice, to fight for themselves, to
Exactly.
fight for others. So let their courage be our inspiration. Let their determination be our charge. And I'll close with this. Please close. There's an adage an historian once called a law of history, true of every society across the ages. The adage is whole word salad. Only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. Pick a cliche and run with it. I know many people feel like we are entering a dark time. But for the benefit of us all, it's only dark times for dark people. But here's the thing, America, if it is, I ain't doing no dark time, baby. I'm stepping in the glory. The truth is, so I know we're going into dark times. Stars. I know you're not going to be able to get deletions anymore. I tried. I tried to give you the right to get rid of those finicky fetuses. Like, how do you make any of this shit make sense? That word coming out of her mouth, truth, make me cringe. It's you. Walaikum assalam, Allah. Oh. Work guide us, even in the face of setbacks. Oh, setbacks. Toward extraordinary promise. How many drinks did she have before she came out here, G? Because she sounded like Aunt Ethel, you know. Baby, you'll be back one day. I'm going to sit right here on the porch. I'll be president next time. I'll be sitting right here. Yes, I will. Lord have mercy. Did y'all hear that crap? Oh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You want to talk? That sounded like a Tasha K speech to me. She said everything. But see, the system, Lord. But you know, I'm glad that she finally conceded. You want to know what I remember when the last woman that ran against Trump successfully, or as close to successfully as any woman could, Hillary Clinton. I mean, you know, the bad guy for the bad guys. You know, she went through a lot. She put up a lot. But she didn't even wait for 270 to hit. When she saw that's where it was going, with her history and her knowledge of the polls and all of her many years in politics, even before she was married. Her father's in politics. You know, she's Arkansas, old school politics, Pine Bluff, out there where Martha Mitchell came from. Real Bible Belt politicians. And I'm telling you right now, even Hillary had the common sense to not let people wait 24 hours. Oh, yeah, we have all the power. We just need to stop giving it to all the wrong people. No, seriously, guys. She conceded. You want to know what I think would have shown just a real sign of humanity for old Kamala, old VP, the Veep? I think it would have been a better idea for her to call, concede, and then actually go to that event with all of those girls who were waiting for her to show up last night at Howard University. Yeah, Comedy Harris. Like, there was a whole thing that they had set up, right? A whole thing that they had set up. And those girls were there waiting for Kamala Harris to show up. And guess what? She come. No, nope, she didn't. She ain't come. And we going to get into that because right now, I'm about to get into the admonishment of the foolish black woman. And we're going to start there today. Okay? So I want to thank everybody who showed up. And we all showed up at the right time. We got to hear a bunch of bullshit together. Isn't it fabulous? You know, when I think about all of the mysteries in politics, there are so many mysteries that have not been properly acknowledged in this world. You know, we've lost a lot of interesting people recently, and it seems like
That's not over with. I just want to jog your memory for a second. Let me play this for you.
I'm like, they're like, sing this song. You don't have it, you're here for a couple hours. I flew in town. It's that. It's the whole, if you don't, then blink. So you learn, though. You learn to fight harder. I didn't have enough fight in me I was maybe 20, 21, and I have enough fight in me.
But the whole thing gets even crazier because unfortunately, just months after unveiling his TikToks about Jay and Beyonce, Uncle Ron's family would take to his TikTok to announce that he had passed away. Let's make this clear. No one is saying that Hov and Beyonce did anything. After all, he could have died of natural causes. But when you consider everything that's emerged as of late, you can bet that this sure isn't going to stop the conspiracy theories from coming. And who knows? If any of this is true, they might end up in a cell right alongside Diddy. If you didn't know by now, hip-hop is
Filled with a bunch of whack-ass bullshit and a bunch of liars. And you know what? A lot of those liars and those whack-ass frauds were endorsing Kamala Harris. This is the admonishment of foolish black women everywhere. We gonna get started. Let's get into it. Oh man, we on the porch. I want to welcome everyone that's here. I'm not sure if the likes are liking, but we have over 500 people in the room. So, hey, come on in, hit the like if you want to drop out and hit it now. Shoots it through the algorithm a little faster. Gets the party here. Lets everybody know. You know they act funny when it comes to my notifications. My God, do they? But yeah, I want to welcome all of you guys into the room. I want to welcome you all guys onto what I call my virtual porch. And on my porch, we kick it. We kick it. We keep it real. We talk real talk. We pull no punches. We just tell the unadulterated truth. Because we love it. You know, there's so many people that could come up with so many excuses for why they lie or they're dishonest or why they ignore all the signs of reality when it's right there. But I'm going to tell you something right now. If you truly believe in God and you truly believe in God's word, you should not be upset today. This shouldn't be a bad day for you. Not at all. It shouldn't even be a problem. Matter of fact, you should just be like, even if it wasn't what you were hoping for, your whole attitude should be, God knows best. And keep it moving. Keep it moving. I am trying to tell moves like the Jaguar. Yes, baby. I got him. I'm trying to tell you. Let's just be honest. For those of us who truly believe in the almighty living God, which is not a human being, he doesn't have a record deal, he doesn't own a liquor company. Like God is, whoo, so God, right? So all of that being concerned, forever and always the Jaganator, baby. For all that being concerned, for those of us who truly believe, who live in faith, who walk in faith, we know that things unseen don't mean things not confirmed. Maybe not confirmed right now, but will be. Or maybe they have been and people have forgotten the facts and the details. Whatever the case may be, whatever happens, it doesn't happen without God's permission. Now, you can hate Donald Trump all you want, but clearly, he's God's choice. So do we argue with God's choice? Do we create reasons and excuses, to try to, by the way, thank you for the 305 likes. I don't know if we're still there. I'm a little behind in the comments, but let's keep liking. Thanks, guys. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, All my Jaganators, I love you. God bless you. I'm just saying, if we really truly believe in God, then we know that everything that happens within his will. There is nothing that happens that he doesn't allow to happen. So for those who are upset with why Kamala Harris is not elected president, maybe you need to get on your knees right now and pray to God and say, God, why didn't you make Kamala president? Now, I don't know if you'll get an answer, but if you do, I'm sure it'll sound something like that. So, God do what God do, and can't nobody tell nobody nothing. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and say that God told me that Trump was going to be president. I'm not going to do that. But what I will say is God gave me the ability to discern and to read the language of time. Because even time has a language. And if you're a true scholar and you're a true, studier of ancient holy word, you should never take your head out of Revelations right now. Like, Revelations should be a Stephen King novel for everybody who's really like into it, who's really down. I'm telling you, if that's what it's all about, if you're really about that word, man, Revelations, you should be reading Revelations like perverts read Black Tail. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be in it. And if you were in it, you would know that there's going to be this thing called the time of trouble. Okay? Now, it's just called the time of trouble. It doesn't say who it's a troubling time for. It just says the time of trouble. Now, it also goes to list all of the things that are going to happen during the time of trouble. Plagues, just unreasonable, unnecessary violence, chaos in families, communities asunder, people acting like Neanderthals, doing all kinds. That's what it says in the book. We are literally living out the book of Revelations in the Bible in real time. If you want to know what happens next, read the book. And by the way, these words were written thousands of years ago. Now, I want y'all to think about every idiot scholar that has questioned the validity of Revelations and ask them how words from 2,000 years ago are now literally dictating everything that's happening in this moment in time. Oops. Like I said, my receipts are time and reality. And that's exactly what Revelations is the greatest example of. Time and reality. I've heard so many ministers botch over Revelations to the point where it all sounds like a fairy tale. And that was the point. They didn't want you to pay attention to the doom you were choosing. They just wanted you to go along with the party, put another dollar in the plate, and bring another kid for them to abuse, and bring another black child for them to kill their self-esteem. Shout out to Carrie Hilson. When I think of her career, when I think of my career, when I think of the way Courtney Burgess tried to get under my skin by telling me I failed and I flopped in the industry, I've heard people say the same thing about Carrie Hilson. I've heard people say the same thing about Maya Blue Cantrell. I've heard people say the same thing about so many artists. At one time, they tried to say that about Deborah Cox. I've heard people say that about Tamia. Shout out to Tamia, who was mentored by Quincy Jones. Has anyone seen a post from her acknowledging his passing? Has Tevin Campbell done a tribute to Quincy? Hopefully he's working on his tell-all. I don't know why we argue with God. Jack, I got a message for you tonight. Very important. Okay, this is what you need to do. You need to send it. If it's really important and you need me to get it, get it, get it. send it to jaguarwright@gmail.com. Okay? Just send it on. Or you can go over to the website, Jaguar Wright I'm sorry, thejaguarwright.com. Go over to the website. You can leave me a message there. Those are the best ways to get it. I'm not going to lie. I'm hella busy right now. Things have been a little hot since the Courtney Burgess thing. And we got round 2 coming on Saturday. Part of the reason why I was late, I got some intel I'm working on. Woo! Talk about explosive. So, Roro in the house? Is Roro in the house? Oh my goodness. Oh, and by the way, Naomi, God bless you and thank you. I'm not going anywhere. No matter how many times they try to delete my channels and get rid of me, I'm not going anywhere. And I'm glad that I was able to be here for you. And I'm glad that y'all are here for me. Shout out to all Andrew people in the room. Yo, I am trying to tell you there are so many people that have been hurt. And some of those people that they've been hurt by were hurt by people who were campaigning for Kamala. Or should I say Kamala? Kamala, because see, Kamala, I don't know why she always puts on the real Latino twang when she gets to try to act like she wants somebody to take her seriously as a Latinx woman. And then how she stopped to do that whole little speech, the piece of the little speech, the little, the quiero Taco Bell, and all that bullshit. And then she come back to the English trying to make people think she's really bilingual. That bitch barely speaks fucking Spanish. Her ex-husband, Mark Anthony, used to laugh about that shit all the time, G. And was like she was lucky that she was married to him. Because when they went to Spanish-speaking events, he could do all the talking and she could just sit there and smile and look pretty. Like, it's... maybe the reason why you lost, Kamala, is because you had a bunch of fake shit around you. I don't know. It seems like you just chose, like, Mega Man. You chose Mega Man to twerk. Y'all dressed Kelly up, made her look like Charlie Chaplin so she could be Beyonce's date to lie. She couldn't even get her own husband to show up and support you. I bet you if Mr. Carter had walked his wife out on stage in front of that audience in Houston, they'd have sat there and just, they'd have went crazy. You might have got a couple more votes. You might have won a little more of Texas. You really didn't win anything in Texas, though. I tell you that. Oh, my God. Like, the thing that's tripping me out is states like Georgia and Pennsylvania, where they despised Trump 4 years ago, voted for him. They put him back in. Like, it's bad when people that hate your enemy hate you more than your enemy. Like, that's bad, G. That's freaking terrible. Now, Philly held their ground. Philly wasn't voting for Trump no matter what. Unfortunately, Philadelphia is a very, 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 even though it's a very thriving, the only real thriving metropolis we have in Pennsylvania, it's not all of Pennsylvania. And there's a lot of rural land. There's a lot of, there's a lot of middle America. Boy, I tell you. Kiss my ass, Tesla. Now, like I was saying, yes, we keeping it positive, but let's be real. It can be real. Everything that happens within the will of God. And I think the reason why he let this election go this way is because he wanted those who really don't believe to see it don't matter what you pull. You can't stop my agenda. They said that Noah was a drunk. And yet he built the ark. They said Noah was a fallen down drunk. He said ain't nobody want to believe him because he was a drunk. And yet he was able to receive information from the ether to create the first watercraft we ever had in the history of man, and successfully get his family and enough animals to replenish the earth all over again onto it. You know, I wonder how many people that drowned during the flood wish that they didn't care that Noah was a drunk. When I think of the song Amazing Grace, I don't even know if y'all know the history behind that. But the guy who wrote Amazing Grace was a drunk and a slaver. He was a slaver. And then, and he was a very wealthy man. And then he turned against the establishment and started working with a small group of slave owners who decided to give up the trade, fight against it, and abolish slavery. And then, the laws came for them and the folks, and they ran him out. He lost a bunch of money. And he spent the rest of his life getting drunk. When he was doing the wrong thing, he was getting all the cheese. And when he did the right thing, he lost it all like Kanye was. And, so he wrote Amazing Grace while he was drunk. While God asking God to beg notes. He was begging for God's mercy, sitting at that piano writing that song. But he wrote Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace is a go-to gospel song. You would have thought that it was written by, a slave, not a slave owner who worked to abolish slavery. You would think as many black people have made that your go-to funeral song or your go-to praise and worship song when don't nobody know other song. You think it came from through the struggles? He was a wealthy white slaver. Everything trying to do the right thing. He died. He wrote one of the most gospel songs. Because when people say they don't really think about where there was the living from. Grace saved a but now I see. It was grace that taught my heart to, and was writing this at the end of his life. These were his "Do Not Pass Me By." What's going on?
You cut out.
Probably because we're on the move. I'm not still anymore. I'm on the mobile. So yeah, I'm still getting feed. We still there. My point is this. Let's stop pretending like we know what God wants. Let's stop pretending like we have the right to request from God what we want. Let's just start being grateful with what he gives us, because everything he gives us, he gives for a reason. I'm going to say it this right now. These are not dark times for good people. They're dark times for dark people. And anyone who tries to encourage you that dark times are coming, please take that as a sign that they're dark. These are lightning times. These are very real times. But let's not sit around and blame why this person didn't win the election or did win the election. Let's not do that. Let's just say, hey, it's God's will. Let's see where this is going to go. I'm going to continue to be faithful. That's all. Like, none of this. And shout out to Sean Atwood. Atwooders are in the building. I'm telling you, we got to get past all of these emotional attachments to these worldly jobs, these worldly things, because that's not God. These are all distractions to keep us involved in the rigmarole of the rat race here on earth. But that's not the race that God's asking you to run. He's asking you to step out from the rat race and get into the angel race, because that's a marathon. And it's been going on long before we were here, and it will continue long after we're gone. We're focusing on the wrong things. Congratulations to Donald Trump. for winning this election. And Kamala, next time you decide you want to invite a bunch of young black women who were counting on you for empowerment and to show them the way of the future with all the promises you made them, maybe rather than trying to figure out if there's a way you can still win, you just go sit there with them and spend that time with them. You stood all those girls up at Howard. Shame on you. Meanwhile, you got all these black girls running around on social media crying that Kamala didn't make it, crying, oh, this one chick, oh my goodness, she was at the polls, got into a fight with a white guy, black girl. This is not going to age. This hoe had these, oh yeah, you voted for Trump, you white racist, bleep, 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 bleep. I mean, she jagged out. She went full jag on this dude. Yeah, we about to be in power. And the black women gonna be running things. And we doing this, and we doing that, and whoopty whoopty woo. And she went and cast her vote and woke up this morning. All I can say is that somebody keep the crisis, the hotline on standby. I don't think she gonna like what she said. You know, it's one thing if you disagree with another candidate and you disagree with someone's choice, but to tell them that they're this and they're that and then run around talking about how the nigga bitches is gonna take over and run the world, and who run the world? Bitches! Like, it's wild. It's wild, G. Like, she was all rah-rah, like she was going to a Megan Thee Stallion concert. Oh, that's right. Kamala Harris had a Megan Thee Stallion concert thing. See? See? See how that works? You attract what you put out. This is a candidate, well, I'm sorry, a former candidate. She just back to being the Veep now for a couple more months. But this is a person who sat there and never once addressed the issues of the Diddy victims or the Diddy survivors. Not once. Not once did you hear her say a disparaging word about putting an end to all of this abuse on so many different levels. You know, you want to sit there and tell everybody that you're going to get them a deletion and make sure that they can have their deletions. And as soon as you get in office, you going to make sure that everybody can go out and delete their baby whenever they want. And all of this and all of that. But I don't hear you talking about justice for the girls who say they needed those deletions. Because they were assaulted. Because those girls who get assaulted at home are no different than Diddy victims. Y'all had that little white girl running all over the internet telling everybody how grateful she was that she got to delete her father's baby because her father, you know, SA'd her when she was 12 years old and she got pregnant. But you heard not one story about how much time the father got for doing what he did to the daughter, when he was arrested, about the investigation. Y'all don't hear nothing about that. It seems like all y'all want to do is fix problems, not stop them. Because how we stop needing all of these deletions from women who are put in bad positions and forced to make hard decisions because the law has not protected them from the predators that run this world. We wouldn't need to worry about deletions if we got rid of all of the predators. There's so many comments. Please put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me on that. Do we need to be put a 1 in the chat if you think we need to focus on getting rid of the predators. Put a 2 in the chat if you think we need to worry about deletions. 1 in the chat to get rid of the predators. 2 in the chat to get the deletions going again. Okay, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. See, this is the problem with the demonic National Convention Party. They not worried about a solution. They just want to treating everybody. They want to keep being popular. They want to keep trying to convince people That law and order is made. Like, that's what's real, y'all. Because a lot of these NDAs prevented the law from getting these predators off the streets. So these women wouldn't need to go and get deletions. Like, how about rather than fixing a bad thing at the end, we just stop it before it starts? But see, we're not that kind of country. We're like a country of bad mechanics. We keep creating problems so we can keep charging people to treat the problem, not to cure it. No woman wants to delete her child, and I'm telling you that right now. Not no real woman. And any woman that does was put in a position where she had no other choice. And I know because I've been that woman twice in my life. And they are things that I can't even say I had any real emotional attachment to. But as the years passed by, I felt the absence of what I got rid of the hard choice that I made. And I'm telling you, you could be the toughest chick in the world. When you take the life that God puts inside of you out of you, man, it's a hard one. That's a hard one, and it creates all kinds of depression. There's a lot of women who, after deletions, have a hard time being in relationships. After that, there's a lot of women who become extremely secretive because they feel as though people are gonna treat them differently if they find out they got one. There's a like the emotional complications that come from deletions after. See, they don't talk about all of that. They make it seem like, I'm gone, delete it, and be happy today. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. That's nowhere near real. Nowhere near it. We gotta learn how to cut the problem off at the head. Deletions aren't what the country actually needed. Better policing is what the family needs. Better community action is what we need. How many of us know about the weirdo guy with kids in the house that we know shouldn't have kids, and don't nobody say nothing until the girl is walking around with a uniform not sitting right on her body, and then we ask questions. We knew something was wrong. Like, even when you think about Diddy, once upon a time he was just a young man, like any other teenage boy. Something happened to him to make him this way. And when you go this dark and this sick, it's because 9 times out of 10, you've experienced these things, which would make him the biggest victim ever, considering that his mother wasn't nothing but a whore and a pimp. And his father was a hustler and a government snitch. Why didn't the community say, hey, maybe we should spend more time with this kid? Hey, bring little Sean down to the boys club so we can hang out with him. Hey, we going on camping trips out the Catskills. Get little Sean. You know what I'm saying? There used to be a time in our black communities when we saw that there was a household that was struggling, especially a one-parent family home. If it was a single boy, the men in the neighborhood would spend more time around with the kid, invite him over to hang out, just to make sure you don't go the wrong way. We used to do so many things we don't do, and guess what? We didn't need all of these preventative measures to get ahead of these catastrophic problems that we actually help create and encourage ourselves. And that's just what's real. Am I wrong, babe? Like, as a husband and a father, because you've been both of those things for most of your life now. Like, the way that they're destroying the black family, and not just the black family, All of our families are suspect as hell right now. Even Asian families are struggling with things that they didn't used to struggle, now being Americanized. So what do you think about all of this? Because there was a big emphasis on, we're going to get you your deletions back. Like, that was a big part of the campaign, wasn't it?
Yep.
Every time I turn around, that's what I heard someone talking about.
Well, you really don't want my take. If you look at everything in America, they're not raising women to be wives. They're raising men and women to compete against each other. They're not focused on family. So that's pretty much what that is. They don't want families. They don't want strong families. That's it.
Well, strong families create strong thinkers and strong leaders. Weak families create followers and taxpayers, you know? So it's like, we really, really, really have to learn. Yes, we got to protect the children. All of the children, the ones here and the ones that ain't here. We got to learn how to protect our family structure. Yo, Americans used to really take great pride in family values. That changed after crack.
Oh, yeah.
Crack changed all of that. And nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that. We got to start talking about the things. So shout out to almost 1,100 people in the room. I didn't even realize we had that many people here. Welcome to the board.
Casa Bear.
Yeah. Hey, Kaza. Love on you, baby. Love on you. Welcome to the porch. Look. So, we doing pods. This was an update. And we got to share that little moment together. Listening to that weirdo give us a word salad with no dressing. The salad was even dry. Oh, Operation Paperclip is here. Yeah. But we need to get behind why the demonic National Convention kept trying to push all of these people that really don't represent any of the real ones here in America. Like, who relates to Jennifer Lopez? Why would you ask her to speak? She can't speak about Diddy. Why would she speak about Trump? And guess what? The goofy ass. Now they got Elon Musk on their ass. And he's an asshole. And he's a very smart asshole. What's that song you like? I'm an asshole. Like, he's that. He's the, what was that, Dennis Leary?
Yep.
Yeah. Look, if a song were a person, that asshole song would be Elon Musk. I'm telling you right now, G. And guess what? He's the best kind of asshole. Yeah, well, condoms still work too, but you know, everybody wants to slip and slide. No Diddy. But seriously, I mean, what happened to the condoms? Like, yeah, we're not dealing with right prevention. And and the truth is, if all of these kids wasn't so over sexualized, we wouldn't have to worry. We wouldn't have to. Yes, Michael Jackson was telling the truth. Look, all I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Hey! All I want to say is that they don't. Look, he said, he put it in a song. He put a melody to it. That shit hot, too. You don't hear that on the radio like you should. And he's in the video with the... Man. Hey, Monica. I'm just telling y'all. No prevention plans at all. But a lot of that has to do with the music that we listening to. You know, they had that challenge, the TikTok dance challenge, and so many of the celebrity kids were doing it. And it was the Beyonce Cuff It. Y'all know the Cuff It? The Cuff It? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm going to do? Siri, can you please find me the lyrics for Beyonce Cuff It? Okay. Here we go. Now, I'm going. All right, this is with the lyrics. Okay, let's get to the lyrics. Baby, make it rain. Don't let go till it storms again. I pray that this will never end. My love, love. Cuff it, don't stop. Let me know you to the remix. Falling in love. I'm in the mood to fuck something up tonight. I'm gonna love you something, baby. Let's get drunk and drink it up, drink it up, drink it up, and I'ma suck it up, and I'ma slurp it up, and I'ma gobble it until, yup, I wanna go higher. Can I sit on top of you? Can I sit on top of you? I wanna go there. I wanna go where nobody's been. Where's the Tootsie? Who never said I'd have fun? Black lights, spaceships fly, unapologetic. We fuck up the night, fuck it up tonight, and we getting fucked up tonight. Bet you'll see stars. Bet you'll go far. Bet you'll elevate. Bet you'll meet God. Wow, because I feel like I gotta stop right. It's the blasphemy for me. You know? It's the blasphemy for me. Now, the thing that bothers me the most about that record is they didn't really blur out a lot of the words. And the truth is, if you listen to the lyrics of the song, it sounds more like a preamble for a freak off. You know, they come into the house and then they pass them a little drink and then they had the massage table there and asked them, would you care for some baby oil? And then they turned on the cup and we getting fucked up tonight. I bet you see stars. I bet you go far. Really? Why does anybody want to see stars? Why do grown people drinking and partying want to see stars? That's like the first signs of like you beginning to hallucinate. This is the lyrics. These are the lyrics. And they had little kids dancing and doing dance routines. Now I want you to think about all those little kids that was dancing to this cuffed shit. Okay? Now, meanwhile, they on social media, we're getting fucked up tonight. Oh, until the Tootsie get low and the baby oil glow. And because that's what you were listening to. Meanwhile, you got your kids sitting there just dancing, and you got all kinds of weirdo perverts online watching your kids smiling and dancing in agreement with being drugged beyond comprehension, drunk beyond all reasonable explanation, to the point where you gonna see stars. Like you getting fucked up. Like, I think in the lyrics, they made that very clear. You getting fucked up tonight. I mean, that was the most repetitive line in just the first verse and the chorus that I read to you. Now, it sounds a lot different when you take away the music and the happy melody and the la 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 la. When you just read the raw bass word, that's not even poetry. That's damn near a threat. I bet you see stars. I bet you go far. I bet you elevate. I bet I'll make you see God. Yeah, she said that. Astaghfirullah. That ain't God. You seeing? That's a demon. And this is the person that Kamala Harris brought to Houston to parade in front of voters. And we're supposed to listen. They've all listened to her with the cuff it. And they went to the freak off. And they got freaked off. Let's keep it real, guys. Let's keep it real. Music, These are spells. We are controlled and propelled or slowed by frequency. Look at the people that she chose to speak to you. All of them. Beyonce, J-Lo, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. They're all lying whores. Let's just be honest. She took a bunch of lying whores and put them in front of the American people and said, this is the standard of black excellence. Now, I want you to listen to what they have to say and do as you're told, because they're your gods. Yeah, I just found out about that recently, that Jussie Smollett is Kamala's nephew. Hopefully they're all coming together as a family. It's looking like her wounds are going to need some licking. Come on. Put a 3 in the chat if you ever paid attention to the lyrics in Cuff It. Put a 4 in the chat if you only listened to the melody of the music. I need to know that. We're going to take that poll right now. 3 in the chat if you've ever paid attention to the lyrics of that song. 4 in the chat if you've only listened to the beat. You know what? I'm going to give y'all 30 seconds. Hold on a second. Let's put 30 seconds on the clock. I want to see what y'all say. Okay, so some of you have paid attention to the lyrics. Some of you have only listened to the beat. All right, we got some 3s, we got some 4s, we got some 4s, we got some 4. Okay, so it's like half and half. Jag, just come in. Just coming in. Do you think Trump will pardon Diddy? No, I don't think so. In my opinion.
Diddy, that's what Diddy's hoping for, though.
He can hope for whatever he want to hope for. Diddy's hoping for another hit of Tootsie, too. You know what I mean? Diddy's hoping for a lot. Diddy's hoping that he can, find some way to live in Gem Pop where he can finally get a roommate that he can make the sex with. He ain't been able to freak off, or at least have no company freaking off in quite some time. Diddy hoping for a lot.
Now, Jag, what if Diddy has Trump on tape?
Oh, yeah, I forgot Alicia Keys spoke to. We all know she's a lying bitch. And she's a home wrecker, so technically that would put her under the war category. Yeah, all whores and liars.
Okay. What if Diddy got Trump tapes? What if? What would that do?
Oh, Diddy gonna die. If Diddy got a Trump tape, Diddy gonna die. I tell you that. Boy, anybody who want Diddy to go, y'all better start writing Trump. Tell him you voted for him and you ain't feeling the Diddy getting pardoned. I promise you that. If Diddy got a Trump tape and Trump is president, Diddy gonna die. That's for real. That's gonna be national security. See how that works? But guess what? I do know there's a lot of Diddy's friends that Trump don't like.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, there's a lot of Diddy's friends that went after Trump and tried to destroy Trump when Trump was on the not so popular list. If I were them, I would be worried. Like, I would be worried about all of the pump faking, clout chasing. Just, when I really started having sympathy for Trump, it was when I realized that he had a bunch of whack ass, punk ass friends. Because the second that the going got tough, all of a sudden ain't nobody know him no more. Oh, they didn't agree with him no more. They thought he was the worst president. They were afraid. It was national security. They couldn't do this. They couldn't do that. I'm going to tell you what I know. We need to start spending more time focusing on our communities, focusing on our home, focusing on the kind of images that we're pushing out from our personal space. The best way for us to change this country, if we're looking for change, is start with the communities. We got to change how our communities are ran. We got to stop letting all of these strangers and weirdos we don't know make choices for our life that don't even matter. It's wild. But I really want y'all to think about that. Think about that song, Cuff It. I was reading them the lyrics. Have you ever paid attention to the lyrics?
No.
It sounds like the preamble to the Freak Off.
Oh.
Everybody getting high. She gonna sit on it and take it higher.
Oh, damn.
And cuff it.
Oh.
And we getting fucked up tonight. And I bet you see stars. And I bet you go far. And I bet you elevate. And I bet you see God. And I'm gonna take this wild thing. And you gonna, what God is she taking this nigga to? Talking about we getting high and drunk. The whole song is about being high and drunk and fucked up. And they had kids dancing to this, doing TikTok videos. Looking like snacks for predators. I can't. But the kids is listening to it, Angela. They out here with these songs, lightweight, grooming children to become victims, willing victims. I want you to think about that. All of the kids who are underage listening to the lyrics of those songs, getting caught up into the lyrics of those songs, meeting the right boy, dopamine gets attached. He's telling her take another drink. She's thinking I'm going to get in trouble with my dad. But Beyonce said we're getting fucked up tonight. I bet you see stars. I bet you she was seeing stars after she woke up and realized she had been assaulted. Everything in that song sound like getting somebody and grooming somebody for a freak off. Which is weird because she was never there. Sounds like you can describe the environment quite well. Like we gotta stop being foolish. And now that this election is over, thank God. They made a choice. God made a choice. Let's just accept it. But what I'm saying is if you real good people, you have nothing to be afraid of. You have nothing to fear. Just keep doing righteous. Keep doing you. And now that they've got finished with their farce and their contest, let's get back to figuring out how we put our communities back together. Because if we didn't learn anything from this election, what we should be learning right now is, we picking all the wrong people to speak for us. We got all of the wrong influencers in positions of influence. We don't have no real role models anymore. Everybody is a drug addict, a whore, a pimp, a liar, or a thief, or worse. You know what I mean? We've come to realize that children are the most unprotected class in America. Let's start focusing on that. Let's start focusing on that. The dumb are mostly intrigued by the drum. Get caught up into that lower chakra, that low vibration. And there's nothing wrong with that low vibration, but it has to be balanced out with the proper amount of light energy. If all you doing is living in that low vibration, in that dead space, you can only create dead things. And I'm telling you something right now. Dead soil grows no produce. Nothing grows. Look, all of them missing the D. You heard Bow Wow cry. Look, Diddy, poor Diddy. Oh, Diddy. he in there losing his damn mind. No, no. I tell you one thing. If he got a Trump tape, he a dead man. Allegedly. I'm sorry. I just woo. Hold on a second. There's some people at the back porch. Wait a minute. Let me check. Oh, we got two people here. Hold on one second. We have Naomi and we have Random. Welcome to the porch. Hello, ladies.
Hi,
How are you?
Jaguar. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's going on?
Ma'am. Oh my goodness. I am so I'm speechless right now. I have goosebumps. I'm not like sorry, my baby's up, but I just need to thank you and I'm like in awe of everything you've been doing. Just like my name says, I'm a random American person. I have kids and everything you're saying is so spot on. It's so hard to just give these kids a free, pure life without all the bullshit, you know? And
Indeed.
you have this platform and you're using it for like the well-being of humans. So it's just amazing to see. I was born into this already. I grew up in New York City, Queens.
Mm-hmm.
And I could definitely attest that it had a big impact on everything from sister. Sorry, I feel like crying because I'm a little
No, no,
overwhelmed.
it's all right. It's all right. It's all
But
right.
I can't believe I actually emailed you and sent you some toys, like fidget toys. I sent them to
Oh,
your PO box.
oh, thank you. Yeah, I haven't been there this week.
I
You
know
know,
it's
we got to
random.
move around. No,
Yeah, yeah,
it's not
yeah.
random.
Listen, it's just for you to know it's something small, but for you to keep going and advocating for these kids and kids that are in the system, even adults that have suffered abuses and traumas, because it's really healing to hear you speak about this. So many people I love have been affected by everything, the music, hip hop, you know, and you
Yeah,
said it's not just black people. Like I grew up in a very diverse city. You know, there was not really racism like the way they put it on the media because everybody was from different countries, right? But
yeah,
to see how it was targeted, like how we were targeted, like as minorities, is so heartbreaking because I've seen my friends since middle school getting locked up. And at the time, you don't realize that this is inhumane.
yeah.
Now looking back at it, it's like, wow, like they got away with so much as kids, and we grow up with this shame and guilt, like we did something
Mm-hmm.
wrong. And in
No.
reality, my parents came to this country to get away from civil war, and we're here, and this is like a
And
psychological war. It's like 10
it
times
it
worse
is.
because they're
It
saying we're
is.
good, we're good, and we're not.
We're not good. Do
I
you
just
want to know
I
what's
have an
amazing?
internal. Sorry.
It's amazing that you know that.
I That's the thing. I'm a statistic. You feel me? Like I have tattoos.
No, you're
I was a
not.
mom by 21.
No, you're not.
I'm
You're not a
Hispanic.
statistic.
So from the
I'm gonna take
outside
that
looking
away from
in,
you. I gotta
yes.
take that away from you right now.
Thank
You are
you.
not a
Thank you so
statistic.
much.
You are not.
Thank you so much.
You're a human
I
being.
I actually
A
just got
statistic is
in
a number. You are not a
exactly.
number. You are
Exactly.
one of God's
Look,
number, but you are
look, this
more
is
than
the
that.
beautiful this is what I created. This is what I created. Like life. And
Absolutely.
something else I wanted to tell you, Jag, I have a open internal affairs case because I just moved to
Yeah.
Texas. I left New York City to get away from the BS, came to Texas with my man and my kids, and
Yeah.
I was literally pulled over for doing 10 over 25, and I ended up in cuffs. And this
Yeah.
man groped me. So I have an
Were,
open
were,
internal affairs case.
were you out in East Texas?
No, by Fort Cavazos, Fort Hood.
Oh, honey, be careful.
I know. Tell me
No, no,
about it.
no. No,
Tell
you
me
just
about it.
said the magic words. Fort Hood. Be careful. And listen to me. If anything strange starts popping up while you're going through this investigation, go to my Instagram and leave me a DM. And I have
Thank you.
somebody to you in an hour.
Thank you so. Wow.
Because
Thank you. Because
law enforcement in that area does not like being wrong, and they do not like to apologize.
I figured that. But I requested the body cam footage, but they haven't
No, that's
released it
fine.
to me.
Request the body cam footage. Do everything. Just do yourself a favor. Just keep everything. Even if you gotta put on cruise control to drive to the store.
They gave my man a ticket for not having his seatbelt on. Can you
Honey.
believe that? Because I'm in an address confidentiality program for
Right.
survivors of domestic violence and so on and so forth. Which, by the way, if you can share that with whoever, it's a great
No, I
resource. I'm sure you
you
know
know
about a
what?
lot of
Do me a
resources, but
favor. Just go to my DM, Jaguar Wright on Instagram. Go to my DM and leave me a message. Okay?
okay.
And
Thank you so much for talking to me.
you'll be hearing from me before the week is out. No, because
Nah,
I
man.
know how Texas law enforcement is. I know how they play. They try to play with me quite a lot. Who's that?
I heard. I've watched a lot of
Who's
your
that?
interviews. I've watched so many of your interviews, and I'm like, the fact that some people could just comment and try to discredit you right on, it's like you really are not understanding the severity of what it is to have to hop around and move different. You know, if
I'm
you
not
never
here for
lived it,
them. I'm not
exact.
here for
Thank
them
you
and
for
their
reminding me.
opinion.
Yep.
I'm here for you. I'm here for y'all. Okay? So let me
Thank
go because
you.
we got to get ready to wrap
Thank you so
up. And
much.
there's a few other
Yep.
people back here. But I
Thank you
want to
so much
thank
for
you
chatting with
and
me.
love to you and that beautiful baby. No,
Thank
this
you.
was a blessing for us all, I'm sure. All right, random. Thank you.
Glorianne, by the way, my name is Glorianne.
Glorianne,
Yes.
glorious, beautiful.
Beautiful
Thank
name.
you.
Leave me that DM.
I
All right,
will. I
honey.
will. God bless you guys. Bye.
All right, bye. Hey, Naomi, how are you?
Girl, if I was doing any better, I'd be twins. And that's not to say that I'm having a great day, but in this moment, being back here with you, I am having an amazing day. I am going through this tumultuous period in my
Hmm.
life, in my marriage, and I'm a homeschooling mother of five.
God
And I
bless
get
you.
overwhelmed at times. But
Yeah.
when I think about what's going on with society, what's going on in the schools, and what my children would be subjected to from the standpoint of the curriculum to the association, it keeps me in this fight. And I love to see what you are doing with your platform and putting a really bright spotlight. I've been following you for 4 years since you first popped out in that car interview.
Yeah.
And when everybody was like side eyeing, I was like, how do they not hear the ring of truth? And I guess it's because real recognized real. I'm from Chicago and I'm 40
Yeah.
years old. So I was in that era when Kales was going to Kenwood. You know what I'm saying? And I remember the girls from my school going over there talking about some Kales was over there. So I never understood how he never went down back then. My
Exactly.
antenna's been up since then. And I've been
Everybody knew what he was doing over there. And
everybody knew.
even that high school. You know, my son went to that high school.
Kenwood,
Uh-huh. And you know, Shaka Khan went to that high school.
I went to Morgan Park.
And you want to know what's funny? There have always been producers lurking around there. They had a really good music department.
Mm, hmm. Well, we know they put the plants in the school systems, in
Oh,
the
I
sorority
know.
programs, in all of the things. Hence the reason I'm homeschooling these kids, even though they
Oh,
get
it's
on
not
my
safe.
nerves.
Honestly, I don't know how parents feel comfortable with sending their children to these schools. Honestly, if I were raising a small child right now, it would definitely be homeschooling, private
Absolutely.
tutoring. I think at best it would have to be like a private, God led academy. Hey, upstate.
No, they still have to be in my
Like,
crib. Look, you got to tutor them in my crib, okay?
yeah,
Because
because you can't trust
you can't
anyone.
trust none of them. My
And
eight,
the thing is, even if it's not the staff, we have so many children that are surrounded by predators and predatory
mm-hmm,
behavior in their own homes that they
mm-hmm,
become groomed and they bring that. And now you got to worry about the kids.
absolutely. Because it's been going on. We've all had that creepy uncle. I didn't know why my mama was so weird about sitting on men's laps. Like,
Oh,
don't you sit
yeah.
on no man's lap? And I was like, okay, calm down. I thought she was doing too much because, cocaine was a hell of a drug, okay? And my people got hit by it too. Like you say, they
Listen
don't
to me.
talk about that.
A lot of families, not even black families, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of families. By the way, we got Just D back here with us. Hey, Just D, what's up, lady? Are you still here? Is she still here? Hold on a
Um,
second. Oh, I think we lost her. Okay. Hold on just
she
one
said she
second.
here.
Okay.
You here, Justy?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I
Okay.
can.
Yeah,
This was
my
only
phone.
supposed to be a 35-minute update, and you see we already at an hour with it. I can't never get
I
out of
see
here.
it, Queen. Yeah, my phone web browser reloaded the page and dropped me out. First of all, I want to say I thank God for you, Jaguar. I have been praying for you every day. And I send you nothing but peace, blessings, healing, divine protection, and abundance. You are the chosen, and that's why they fight against you so hard. And I know that God put me in your path specifically to pray for you daily. And I even prayed for you last night during both my lives. So I want to thank God for your life and your purpose. Um, when I look at what this world is going through, they don't realize, like you said, we're living in revelations every day. I spoke about that last night and gave some scriptures on it.
Mhm.
There's a divine purpose that God has for the chosen to not just expose the corruption, but bring the healing for those who truly believe. And to bring awareness that while there is corruption, like you said, there's going to be a time of darkness, but there's also a time of victory.
Yeah.
And victory is ours, no matter what they do. So every time they come for you, I pray for you. When I feel it,
Thank
when
you.
I see it, I send prayers. God shows me you in the spiritual realm, and I send up prayers for you, Odell, and your entire team, because
Thank
we're
you.
victorious throughout all of this. So I
Oh
need
yes,
you to
honey.
know that.
Yeah, listen to me. I dance and I celebrate every day. You know, the greatest miracle that happened to me this year is Odell.
Yeah.
Um, I've been waiting on God to send me a partner like this for a long time. And didn't he show up at the right time? 5 years ago
Divine
would have been
timing.
too soon.
Yep.
Six
Yep.
months from now probably would have been too late. And yet, here we are. Same mission, same purpose, same time. You
And
know, that's how God works.
that's what I spoke on. I said, because I remember the video when they attacked you, Jag. It broke my heart when they attacked you after you lost your son. And I spoke on this during my live. I said, she inspires me because I remember seeing that and it made me angry. And I prayed for you. Then I said, Lord, they're trying so hard to silence this woman and she's grieving. And when your son showed up, when you came to my live 2 weeks ago, your son's come back again, by the way. And he keeps saying, tell my mom I'm proud of her and thank you for defending her. There's a divine connection that I have to you that I can't explain, but I thank God for it because I saw how they have done everything they can and they haven't stopped you, Queen. They haven't stopped you because you're God's chosen. And no matter what they do, God's going to keep you protected. God's going to keep you in everything you do because you are chosen. I don't care who calls you crazy. I don't care who talks about you. The trauma you have been through, women, you are a miracle. And I need you to know that. And that man is your divine masculine. I saw you guys on a beach getting married and I started rejoicing. I said, Lord, thank you because I remember when I remember seeing that. And I remember seeing you on Storm Monroe's channel. Shout out to Storm. And I was like, Lord God, she has to be telling the truth for them to be attacking her so much. And even with the Courtney Burgess, I started watching that interview today. I'm going to finish watching it. These people are angry because you're speaking the truth. They are parasites and they're of the lower realm, but you are of the high divine light. Odell is high divine light. Y'all have a spiritual purpose together. And you guys inspire me. And I know that God will send me my divine masculine, but God did it in divine timing. When right the moment he knew you were healed, he sent you your king. And I'm so happy for you. Genuinely, I am.
Just D, put on your depends when you watch that Courtney Burgess interview.
Man, when
Honey,
I
you gonna
tell
be
you,
laughing so hard.
oh, I said, and the
Oh,
way he
Honey,
evaded the truth,
oh.
honey.
when she asked him, how much time do you spend with Tupac? And all of a sudden you got to jump off because you're lawyer. Bruh.
Wait. When she said you haven't strung together one intelligible sentence,
At
the
all.
real, are
Not
are
one.
we having the same conversation on? We in the same room, in the same interview. Like, what are we
Right.
doing?
Honey, that's
And he,
why when he said, well, do you have anything to say about what Jaguar said, Roro say? And
What
he
did he
said,
say?
what she say? And
What
I'm
did
like,
she
that
say?
part. Just that
and
part.
not only that, he kept saying, "I'm not going to argue with a woman," but you was arguing the whole
The
entire time,
whole time.
literally the whole
Oh,
The
time,
yeah.
and
whole
Listen
evaded
to
the
me.
time.
truth and lied.
I don't know what's wrong with these men when I ask them an honest question. Well, I know what's wrong with them. They filled with the Diddy. They Diddyite.
Right.
You
Well, I
know,
mean, clearly his elevator don't go to the top floor either. That's obviously
oh,
clear
Yeah,
no,
too.
no, no.
clearly.
Listen to me. Listen to me. He a special kind of slow molasses, you know. You
What I
gotta heat
love
that thing
though,
up just to get it to lead a
wait a
jar.
minute, did you see the way
Extra
Sean?
slow.
Did you see the way Sean shifted the way he was interviewing him at the end of it?
Uh-huh.
He just hit him with rapid fire questions. He knew none of it was gonna make sense. He just
Yep.
wanted to get him enough. Like, all right, just keep coming. All right, we ain't even gonna dig into that
Child, let
because
me
we
tell you
definitely ain't
something.
going down that rabbit hole.
When he brought up Tupac, I was done.
Uh,
I said, you know what?
Yeah.
uh,
You and just between you two ladies, I know you guys are over at the website. You might want to pay attention because, I was supposed to be wrapping up today's live update with asking what pod y'all would be most interested in us going with first. Would you want us to talk about the election, why Kamala failed, the reasons why God chose Trump to win? Or do you
Mhm.
want to talk about Quincy Jones and his passing and what Michael Jackson might be saying to him on the other side right now? I got a feeling he might have told Quincy it's time to beat it. I don't know.
mm. That you know what? Uh, the whole red versus blue thing, like you say, it don't really matter who won because
Mm-mm.
God gonna do his big one. You ain't gonna make a liar out of him. You ain't
Right.
gonna. What Satan did in the Garden of Eden was a minor setback and a major operation. Okay, he
Oh,
ain't
yeah.
stopping nothing. And so, that's why I'm neutral on the politics because how can you choose between syphilis and gonorrhea?
Right.
That part.
Right.
I
Right.
can't get involved with either one of those. All the unalivings and things like that. These
It's a lot of
publications,
stuff going on
the
right
pieces are
now.
coming together. Yes, they is.
But
And
if
God,
you
God's
if you guys wouldn't mind, I was gonna wrap up today with just a quick word of prayer. If y'all wouldn't mind joining us.
yes, yes,
Absolutely.
ma'am, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Well, here we go. God of all, and not just God, but God the Father, God the Mother, and God the Son. We acknowledge you for the divine family that you are and for all that you've bestowed us with. And even though we might get lost sometimes, you gave us word for us to read and know that your word is real and true. And God, I just want to say, whatever your choice is, we acquiesce to your will because we know no matter what it looks like, it's always going to turn out better in the morning. Always. We rise to victory and we do not acknowledge shame because there is none in God's name. And we thank you for sparing our country another term. And we ask you for grace through this next one. All of that we lift up in your son Yeshua's name. Asheo. And that's all.
Amen.
Let's keep each
God
other
is
in
good.
prayer. Let's keep our country in prayer. A lot of people are gonna have a lot of feelings. But what I'm gonna say is if you really want to care about something, care about what God thinks. Because that's the
Yep.
one that's always right.
Mhm.
Men always have the possibility of being wrong, no matter how learned they are, just because of emotions and feelings and ego. But God is always right. And on that note,
That part.
I want to say to
Absolutely.
those who are waiting at the back door, unfortunately, we got to shut down the porch. Please come back next time. um to our people that have been here today, to Random, we send you prayers. To Naomi, thank you for all of your kind words. To Justy, thank you for your spirit and the outpouring of love that you show this platform. Y'all make sure y'all get over there. Justy be getting into the word. Go and give her a little bit of time. And all other associated platforms. Natural One, The Lounge, Lady Bridget, our minister of music. We have so many wonderful people that are in this tribe, in this family over here, what we call Jaguar Country. And we thank you. So don't forget, if you're not subscribed. Oh, by the way, you ladies, you're subscribed to the website, right?
Yes.
Is it worth it?
Yes, absolutely.
For the raw uncut,
Absolutely.
the
Yes.
unfiltered, yeah.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to know if it was worth it. People always say, "Oh, Jay," so I like to get it from the people that are there. I want to thank all 1,200 people that showed up today. I want to thank all 900 people that are here. I'm not sure how many likes we have, but remember this: no matter how it looks, the truth will always make its way to the front of the stage, no matter how hard they try to change the casting. So let's move in truth, because them lies, woo child, they get expensive to cover up. Ask the Carters, man.
Ooh, wait. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I gotta tell you my Jay-Z story.
Woo child. Look,
Just I'm a
next
yeah.
time.
Yeah, next time.
We'll get
Next
into
time.
it next, because I gotta go right now. I gotta move around. I think
Okay.
somebody done spotted us and we in between locations. But
Everybody make
y'all,
sure y'all got the notifications on. Y'all don't want to
All
keep
miss
your
nothing.
right.
notifications on
Yes.
and be ready for the pods, because everything that y'all see on that screen, we gonna be talking about, including Kathy Coriana White.
Oh.
Blessings to you, Jaguar.
All right, my dears. Love you very
Be
much.
safe. Love you.
We up
Love you
out of
guys.
here.
All right. Bye bye.
Welcome to the Woodshed. My name is Jaguar Wright, and I am sitting here with, I don't know, friend, colleague. We're trying to figure that part out, but she's amazing at everything else. Dr. Sunshine.
Hey, friend and colleague. Thank you so much for having me on this platform.
Oh my
I'm
God.
excited to
Listen
be
to
here.
me. You're a joy, and I enjoy your perspective. And this is the first real intelligent conversation that I've gotten to have about this girl.
Wow. This is a lot to unpack. So
It is.
let's unpack.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I know who I'm sitting with.
Okay.
I